Islam is clearly incompatible with the West. That is obvious, but the invasion continues right before our very eyes. So the question is, how do we stop it? This one move would drastically reduce the Islamic invasion overnight. Welcome back to Come and Take It. Today is the first day of early voting in the Texas primary. So first of all, make sure to go out and vote. Make sure to be informed, and then make sure to go out and vote. Now, in the Republican primary, there are like 10 different ballot propositions, one of which asks voters to weigh in on whether they'd like to prohibit Sharia law. Now, I fully expect that voters are going to go to the ballot box and they're going to vote overwhelmingly to prohibit Sharia law, you know, whatever that means, because at the end of the day, it really kind of means nothing. It's just a signal. It's just like the Republican Party in the state of Texas wants to lick their finger and stick it up in the air and see which direction the wind is blowing. It's non-binding. Obviously, Sharia is already against the law. Like, the way that they govern is already against the law. Islamic law is not the U.S. Constitution. Islamic law is not Texas law. That's very obvious. You're not allowed to amputate someone's hand for stealing. Like, that they can do that. You can't do that here. You can't stone a woman to death because she was unfaithful. They can do that there. You can't do that over here. You can't throw someone off a building because they're gay. They do that over there. Not so much over here. You're not allowed to kill Christians because you think they're infidels. Like, that's why Islam is incompatible with our country. Like, those things and a few others, kind of why it's incompatible with the West. We have a free and civilized society, unlike them. So in many ways, the fact that they are putting this on the ballot and they're like, what do you want us to prohibit Sharia law? It's kind of a virtue signal from the right. I got to be honest. It's like kind of a virtue signal. Like, yeah, sure, prohibit Sharia, whatever that means. But what can actually be done so that we are the most hostile state to Islam in the country? Yes, you heard me correctly. You heard me correctly. That's where I'm at. My personal goal is to do whatever is necessary to make the state of Texas the most unfriendly, unwelcoming state to Islam, because it is not here to be friendly or welcoming to us. That's the thing. Anyone who is paying attention can see it is here to take over. Your feelings don't matter. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter if you're worried that you're going to offend someone. They are not here to be friendly and welcoming to us. They are here to conquer. Obvious to anyone paying attention. But if not, I like to play this game on the show, Come and Take It, where I say, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Hear it straight from the horse's mouth. So I'm going to let you do that, okay? Let me just show you a video from my friend Amy Meck over at the Rare Foundation. This is New York City, just a couple months in with their experiment with the Muslim commie mayor, Zohran Mamdani. Let's check in on how that's going.
Here is Atlantic. We are hearing Azan. Come here.
I think we're diverting off the Texas stuff.
Yeah. I never thought in my life he's gonna be here hearing this in the middle of New York.
Wow. Never forget. I guess they forgot. New York, Allahu Akbar City in 2026. How the mighty has fallen. I thought they were never going to forget. It seems they have forgotten. Now, last episode, I showed you, you could say, well, that's just New York City. This is Texas. That could never happen in Texas. I just showed you last episode. If you didn't watch it, make sure to go check the playlist. If you're watching here on YouTube, it's at Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. There's a playlist, Come and Take It, and you can go check it out. I showed you how in just the last few weeks, just since the beginning of the year of 2026, Texas has been dealing with this influx, with this onslaught of Islamic invasion. They've been dealing with substitute teachers, like in Plano ISD, substitute teachers getting paid by tax dollars to just go into a class, ignore the kids, and spend 30 minutes praying to Allah. You have Muslim student associations in high schools like Wiley East High School handing out free hijabs. You get a hijab and you get a hijab and you get a hijab. They're handing out free Qurans on World Hijab Day. They are there to convert. You've got more questions about another Islamic compound potentially being built in Kaufman County. This is not exactly like the rough and tough conservative bastion that the outside world always wants to believe that we are. There is a serious invasion happening. They are clearly attempting to come in slowly, methodically, and conquer. And on that note, with the things that happened just, several weeks ago, to add insult to injury, I don't know if you guys saw this, Wiley ISD, the same school district I just mentioned to you that was responsible for bringing in an outside Islamic group to try to convert American children during school lunch while your taxpayer dollars paid for it. This is how they're responding to, they received a ton of backlash to that whole situation. And they could have been like, oh, cool, maybe the problem is us. And instead, I'd like to show you, this is how they're responding to the backlash of that situation. They're introducing halal certified menu options in their school lunches. Exciting news. Very exciting news. Wiley ISD now offers halal options, the change everyone was clamoring for. Your tax dollars are going towards making life extremely comfortable for those who come here to conquer. Extremely comfortable for those who, like, I probably want to kill you if you don't submit and convert. That's fine. That comes later on, okay? That comes later on. Now, those of you who are unfamiliar with the term halal, you need to get familiar with it because it's key to stopping the Islamic takeover. So in the Quran, you have halal and haram. And halal, like, generally means that they use these terms all throughout the Quran. Halal means basically allowed, permissible. So halal is allowed. Haram is not allowed. Okay? So one's good, one's bad, one's acceptable, one's not. And generally, Muslims are only supposed to eat halal food and halal certified meat. They've got several different, pharmaceuticals, what's halal, different industries, what's halal, what's not halal, vaccines, what's halal, what's not halal. But for food, this is like the most important one, okay? Obviously, they can't eat pork. Pork is haram. Honestly, I gotta say, that's the biggest reason they're incompatible with the West, right? You gotta love pork to be here. We love bacon. This is America, okay?
I finally found the one, Marshall. Her name is Bacon.
Pork is haram. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go directly to jail. You don't belong here if you think pork is haram.
Right to jail, right away.
Pork is obviously acceptable. Pork is welcomed. Pork is loved in this country. That's offensive. All right. But so pork is haram. It's forbidden. And meat can only be certified as halal. So Muslims are only supposed to eat specific meat that is halal certified, and it can only be certified halal if the slaughterer, who has to be Muslim, if the slaughterer participates in this Islamic prayer ritual while he slits the throat of the animal, and it's it has to hit arteries, and it's this whole big thing that they have to let the animal bleed out entirely. So, it's a whole process that they go through, but they have to give the prayer while they are slitting the throat and letting the animal bleed out. Now, the thing is that animals in this country have to be stunned before slaughter. So they do this so that the animal can't feel the pain. It's supposed to be more humane, except there's a religious exemption for, obviously for Muslims or any other religion who want to take that up. And so it's yes, all animals have to be stunned so that it's not traumatic for them, except when they don't, which really isn't a thing at all. If you have an exemption, then it doesn't necessarily Like, it's not happening as often as you think it is. So there are a lot of Muslim scholars who say the animals should not be stunned. They must not be stunned. If they are stunned, it is not halal, which I'd like to know where PETA is on that one, because that sounds unbelievably cruel to me. To not stun an animal, to not make sure that they are not conscious enough to feel the pain and all of that. Seems a little cruel. You got to wonder where PETA is on halal food and the fact that they don't want to stun their animals. But halal has become so mainstream. Let me just give you an example of how mainstream it is. It's become such a global industry. Like, what American chains do you think of when you think of just like American? Like chicken wings, that's so American. Right? Like burgers, fries, chicken wings. That's like American food. That's like mainstream American food. And halal has become so mainstream that even American chains like Buffalo Wild Wings are offering halal foods cooked in a totally separate fryer. No cross-contamination, they promise.
Attention, Dallas. This is not a drill. For the first time in Texas, we've got a Buffalo Wild Wings offering Zabiha Halal options. Right now, the Buffalo Wild Wings in Richardson is serving Zabiha Halal hand-cut wings, prepared separately, fried separately, and free from cross-contamination. And yes, you can choose from any of their sauces. This is a huge moment. If you've been waiting to enjoy wings that are Zabiha hand-slaughtered and HMS certified, this is it.
Another shout out to Amy Meck at the Rare Foundation for that one. It's kind of shocking because my son has a gluten sensitivity, right? So it's not a religious issue. It's like a health issue. And the Buffalo Wild Wings by us has never offered up a separate fryer for like just in case of cross-contamination. And like, we just want to be extra super duper sure that we are of service to you. Like, they've never offered us that for my son's gluten sensitivity. But if you're Muslim, you're going to get catered to at that specific Buffalo Wild Wings in Richardson, Texas. So we're prohibiting sharia, but are we really prohibiting sharia? That's the thing. Like, I remember having this conversation about magnets when it came to illegal immigration. If you guys remember the magnet conversation, the magnet argument, which I totally agreed with. That, like, if you say you're not allowed to come here illegally, don't you dare cross that border. Don't you cross that border. But if you do, we're going to give you free stuff. You're going to get in-state tuition at our colleges. You're going to get welfare. You're going to get shelter. You're going to get an EBT card. You're going to get all these things. But don't you think about crossing that border. Wink, wink. Like, it's illegal. It's the same argument here, right? It's the same argument here. We prohibit Sharia law. We don't agree with it. It's incompatible. No. But we are going to make things really easy for you. We are going to give you halal foods everywhere you look. We are going to, we're going to accommodate you. Yeah, of course we're going to accommodate you. It's just like, okay. I mean, are you really prohibiting Sharia law if you're like welcoming in? Oh, we've got to let all of these mosques buy up all this property. Freedom of religion. Like, at a certain point, you're like, okay, you're not really prohibiting Sharia. You're not really serious about that. So it's the same argument as the magnet argument. Are you going to create magnets or are you not? Like that is why I'm asking Republicans, if you are serious about stopping the Islamic invasion, ban halal meat. Just do it. Ban it.
Do it! Just do it!
If they cannot certify, this is being done without harm to the animal. It's not feeling the pain. We're making sure that we are doing whatever, method, insert method here to make sure that it's not conscious. Like, if they can't certify that, if they're using these religious exemptions and they're being unnecessarily cruel to the animal, that's an easy fix. Just ban it. Also, just ban it because I don't want an Islamic takeover here. Like, just do it. Your constituency does not want it happening here. So, like, who cares? Just do it. It's cruelty to the animals. It should be banned. I want to be the most hostile state in the country to Islam, and we do that by making their lives far less comfortable. And by the way, I don't say that to mean like an individual specific Muslim. Like, I have met Muslims and they have been individually, on an individual level, very kind, very nice. It's not like I'm saying every single one of them is bad. I am saying that importing a whole bunch of people who believe in Islamic rule of law, of governance, that's not good. We can't coexist with that. So let's make this about the form of governance, not about the individual. It's not what it's about. But I gotta say, it's far less comfortable for Islam to come and set up shop in the state of Texas if we ban halal foods. So just do it. Just do it. You can go somewhere else, not here. Okay? You can go somewhere else. They have those items somewhere else. They want to accommodate you somewhere else, not here. We're not going to accommodate you anymore. We certainly don't want to accommodate you off the backs of Texas taxpayers as well. So just ban halal in the state of Texas. 83% of Muslims follow a halal diet. They'll just go somewhere else. Ban it, play offense. They'll set up shop somewhere else.
There's a new battle coming on property taxes. Some school districts want to keep parents locked out, and a court ruling will be hitting your pockets. Wherever you happen to be in the Lone Star State, thanks for spending part of your day here with the Texas Minute. If you find yourself enjoying the podcast, please take a moment to rate it, leave a review, and encourage your friends to listen.
And by the way, remember that typically our enemies are like 10 steps ahead. They're playing the long game. We are like, always on defense, like trying to block everything that's happening. They're playing the long game several steps ahead, which is why last legislative session, one of the Muslim Democrat state representatives, Suleiman Leilani, actually authored a bill that would have provided, it would have mandated halal foods be given in public school lunches. So that shows you where they're at. Like, they want to go on offense to mandate that we provide it. What we should be doing is going on offense to mandate that we do not provide it. That's what needs to happen. Now, I do want to end on some good news here on this topic. The all-inclusive Muslim compound Epic City, a.k.a. the Meadow. I know, like, went bonkers viral all over the country. Everyone was outraged by this. It was like this giant complex with everything a Muslim could ever need, just all in one. And, of course, there were issues of, like, discriminatory actions, because it was like, you got to be Muslim to be in the club. You're not going to get a home here if you're not. They also had these weird, like, you weren't buying the property, you were buying shares in this whole thing. It was very, very strange. And so anyway, this was the East Plano Islamic Center that was trying to build this here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. They even changed the name from Epic City to the Meadow because people were pissed off about it, and rightfully so. So they're like, how can we change the name to make it sound super American and like totally normal? I know, we'll call it the Meadow. Well, they have been, there has been an onslaught of Texas-based investigations. They all, Ken Paxton was looking into it. And finally, we just heard last week that HUD is now investigating the issue and the potential Epic City, a.k.a. the Meadow, being built. I gotta say, it couldn't happen to a more deserving bunch of people. Don't build here. Go somewhere else. We don't want you. So, moral of the story this week is, yes, sure, ban Sharia. That's fine. Like, you want to put it on your ballot and you want us to go like, oh, yeah, Sharia, no, not here in Texas. Check. Okay, sure. Do that for virtue signal points. Ban Sharia for virtue signal points. You know it's not already happening. You know it's not going to happen. You know that our laws are counterintuitive to that happening. Ban halal if you're serious about stopping the invasion. That's what I have to say. What do you guys think in the comments? Is that too harsh? Is that too harsh? I'm thinking like they don't, like we are constantly playing to accommodate everyone else because of freedom of whatever, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of this, freedom of that. And it's like, they don't believe in those things. They're just going to use those things against you to get what they want. And then once they're here and they've outnumbered us, it's game over. And you're not gonna be allowed to survive. They're not gonna be like, oh, well, freedom of religion, we gotta let them be. That's not how they work. We got to go on offense on this. It is only like civilization, Western civilization, that is at risk here. So I'm just, you guys tell me. Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button while you're there. Am I being too harsh? I will look forward to hearing from you guys. And have a great week. We'll see you next time on Come and Take It.